Hello, everybody. I am Tim Schafer. I was the project leader on Full Throttle, and welcome to this exciting commentary.
I'm Larry Ahern, and I was lead animator.
I'm Casey Ackley. I was production manager.
I'm Stephen Shaw, and I was the lead programmer.
I'm Peter McConnell, and I was the composer.
And I'm Clint Bajakian, and lead sound designer.
Is there a reason you're not doing it like Drunk History?
Would you like a drink? Because we have
Wouldn't
some.
that be funny? No, not right now. I think we come up with a lot more stories.
Yeah, we'll do that for our YouTube channel.
Okay.
Drunk game commentary. All right, you guys.
Asphalt and trouble.
Rip Burger, you're dumber than dirt. Mr. Corley, if you'd only listen to...
So this is our dramatic intro to the game. We want to be super cinematic. And it has the fabulous voice of Roy Conrad, the late, great Roy Conrad. And now we're getting into our celebrity voiceover. Anyone know who the celebrity is?
Yes.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill as Rip Burger. Super evil.
He does a great job.
He's
He
amazing.
sure does.
We knew a little bit that he would do a great job, not just from the Star Wars stuff, but he was already the Joker at this time. He was already the Joker in the animated TV series.
Wow.
So who was Corley?
Malcolm Corley was Hamilton Camp. Hamilton Camp, who's also passed away, unfortunately. There's my
Oh,
what?
yeah, you got to go back to that. Little Gold Tim.
Little gold Tim butt.
Oh, yeah. That was
Oh, there'll be a glory shot of that later.
a Charlie Romans.
I remember Peter McConnell making fun of me for the destabilizing inner ear condition line. Here goes Beth. Now, this is... are we using the Rebel Assault engine yet? Oh, wait, my nude scene's coming up.
Here we
Everybody
go.
cover your eyes. Nobody look.
There it is.
Oh, there it is, right.
The only
Decent
difference...
exposure.
Yeah, you're welcome, everybody, for that. And some great Gone Jackals music comes in here. This is still an introduction that I love to watch because it was really different than Day of the Tentacle, which is our last game, where we had a lot of trouble just getting the founding fathers to animate as they jumped out the window when you chopped down when you scared them out of the Constitutional Congress. Moving that many pixels on the screen was impossible, but this time we were using the Rebel Assault engine, which was called Smush. And Steve, how did
Insane Engine.
Wait, now what? Okay,
Right,
you tell us what's going on
The
here.
Insane Engine. It was the Insane Engine. The Smush was the tool that you created. The Insane
Okay.
Streams with.
So this came about because of the advent of CD-ROMs, which had basically infinite storage compared to what we're used to on the 3.5-inch. Look at these amazing credits. Here comes Steve's.
Glory shots.
Yeah, nice. Of course.
Try getting these today in Call of Duty or what have you.
What, opening credits?
Yeah.
I love opening credits. I guess I feel like they just set the mood,
Yeah.
and they Brian Rich. They set the mood and they make you feel like you're going to see something awesome in it.
Absolutely.
So you get to hear all this awesome music.
Live band.
So CD-ROMs came out and Myst was a big hit, and then Lucas made Rebel Assault, which was like took 3D rendered trenches and you could fight TIE fighters in these trenches, right?
Right.
And then we're like, we'll take that.
Yeah, Vince came up with the streaming engine that did really well, and he kept doing improvements on it for Rebel Assault 1, Rebel Assault 2, etc., etc. And this got put into here, and
It was mind-boggling at the time because he's like, look, I have to do this thing. It's going to store the data for one frame, and then the next frame, it's not going to have the whole frame. It's only going to have the data that changed. And we're like, what? That's a compression idea that has never been. That's crazy. So it allowed us to do full screen animation.
Hey, Ben. You know, Ben, we're broke.
Yeah?
And if some cash doesn't come our way soon, we're in big trouble.
Relax. I have a feeling something's coming our way. Something big.
You better stay out here, Rip. This place is bikers only. All right. Who's the guy that drove over my car? possibly be taking so long?
Maybe old man Corley got himself in trouble.
Yeah, maybe they took the old guy out back and worked him over with a 2x4.
An appealing notion, but improbable.
And I'm sorry about telling this story, but we were talking about making a movie of this with MTV. Do you remember that? MTV wanted to put this on liquid television, and and I was in MTV in New York, and I was talking to a guy about it, and he was saying that he was playing this intro to the game, and that Mike Judge had walked by. Mike Judge was doing Beavis and Butthead at the time, and he walked by and he stopped and he walked back in. He listened. He's like, "Did that guy just say, whenever I smell asshole, I think of mine?" And that's what I think of whenever I hear that line. And I had to tell that story. We probably can't use that story in the commentary, though. But now you know.
Sure you can.
Does this look like an escort service to you?
You would be well compensated for your time, of course.
Not interested.
It's fairly obvious that you could use the money.
Listen, I said we're not for rent. The polecats are not goons for hire.
Not even if it were Malcolm Corley's dying wish.
Rip Burger! That does it. I'm gonna...
Hold on there, Malcolm. If you don't mind, I'd like to step outside with Mr. Ripburger for a little chat.
Excellent idea. And the doctor says he only has a few months to live.
That's bad news for all of us. He's not just a nice guy. He's also the last motorcycle maker in the country. What happens to Corley Motors if he dies?
Don't worry. I have a plan. And if you come to the shareholders' meeting with us, you'll find out what it is.
No dice, Ripburger. The polecats are not thugs for rent. If you want to buy muscle, you should go find the Rottweilers.
The old man says it's the polecats or nothing.
Then I guess it'll have to be nothing.
And that's your last word?
That's it.
Well, I'd like to make you just one final offer. Bolus, take this coat and go get his motorcycle. We'll have to tie up this little 200-pound loose end. It will need to look like an accident.
That stuffed shirt actually thinks I'll leave him in control of Corley Motors when I go. Boy, is he in for a surprise.
Hey, where's Ben going?
Your colleague has decided to accept our generous offer after all. As a matter of fact, he's gone on ahead to scout out the route.
He did? Well then, let's roll 'em, boys. Yahoo! Formula, here we come.
I remember the dumbest things, like the back of the bar where the dumpster is. I just remember telling Peter Chan to get rid of the ladder. Like, he had a ladder there that went up onto the roof, and that was part of the learning. Like, you can't put interesting things in adventure games because, like, the player's going to want to go up that ladder and climb up there, and so he had to paint it out. He was so mad about that. But and I think of this room where we started talking about how did we do a game that stylized. Do you remember this, Larry? Like stylized, like, but not a cartoon for kids. Because we didn't want to go quote unquote realistic, but we wanted to do something that was more adult. And remember, you guys talked a lot about Mike Mignola and Hellboy,
at Hellboy
and how things disappeared into the blackness a lot. And so you can see in the bar, there's a lot up in the TV and the pipes and stuff. It just kind of disappears into nothingness.
So here, there's a puzzle where you kick open the door after this cut.
Some joker took my keys. I don't like that.
So here, there's a puzzle where you kick open the door after this cutscene, right? You kick open the door.
Kick open the door was just like a kind of a character setting thing for us. Where, like, we always talked about how, Bernard Bernoulli and David Tentacle, if he had to like get through a locked door and all he had was a bologna sandwich, that he would figure out a way of like putting the mayonnaise on the floor and sliding the bread under and then taking the toothpick and poking the key through the hole and dropping it in the pulling, and that Ben Throttle would just eat the sandwich and kick the door down. And that was like how we're like expressing character through puzzle design in these games.
Which is why this game is 2 hours long.
It's why it's a little shorter.
40.
I fixed your door. It was sticky.
Look, I don't want no trouble. Just leave me out of this mess.
Looks like you're out of customers.
Yeah, your gang took off with those well-dressed gentlemen. So what'll it be, Mac?
Where'd everybody head off to?
What am I, the cruise director? Maybe they're up on the Lido deck.
I think you're in on this whole bum deal.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do about it?
You know what might look better on your nose?
What?
The bar. Now don't mess around with me.
All right. I got your keys, but I don't know nothing. They had guns. They told me to stall you as long as possible.
Why?
I don't know. I overheard them say something about an ambush up the road.
What else?
Nothing. Look, man, here are your keys, all right? Someone did say something about killing you and making it look like an accident.
They didn't do too good of a job there. But why ambush the polecats? I'd better get moving. When I'm on the road, I'm indestructible. No one can stop me. But they try.
Hey, ain't you the A#1 polecat honcho?
Yeah, and you're in my way.
Well, get used to it, bud. When the Rockwheelers hit the road, we own it.
Look, I'm serious. Someone's ambushing the polecats.
Someone's ambushing the polecats? Oh, heavens! Whatever will we do?
That does it.
Come on, kitty! Let's get down! Don't give up!
Oh man, dream sequence.
I remember this scene was literally tossed together in about an hour. We need something in here after the wreck.
You mean lovingly
Lovingly. Yes.
crafted in an hour?
Sorry. Is that what's supposed to be on the commentary about how much effort was put into these? A lot of it was we had such a tiny team and we're going, the whole thing will be fully animated. It'll be crazy.
Watching this, I'm realizing, like, after Day of the Tentacle, where we had just 3 full-screen animations in the whole game, like, what did we sit down and say, like, hey, this next game's going to be crazy, and we're going to have all these full-screen animations the entire time?
Yeah, we said it was going to be a completely cinematic thing. Everything, there's going to be scenes.
Because I don't remember realizing what we were taking on in the beginning.
No, we had no
Which is
idea.
probably the special talent I have that lets me do with these games, which is to not think about what this is going to
Because
entail.
we would basically plan out the scene, and about the only thing I remember doing to try to keep it reasonable was saying, if we edit enough, no one shot will have that much animation in it. You know, just as the animation's getting complicated, cut to another angle, you know. But still, the scene was going to last X amount of frames long. It's like somewhere in there, you're going to have to animate something.
Yeah.
So we just did a lot of fast-cutting MTV-style stuff, and we kept saying, well, if you cut to a close-up of the face, you know, then not much is
I mean,
moving.
like, if you do a
Reaction
master
shots.
shot and have a bunch of people doing stuff in it, that would take forever to animate.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
picking up objects, putting them down, lip
Yeah.
syncing. But if you cut to just someone's eyes moving slightly, it's more dramatic and it is less.
Yeah, so it was always like, you know, the guy that's swinging the wrench at the thing that's going to blow up, you'd get him to start to move, and then you'd show the reaction of the guy being surprised. And then you hear boom, and then you cut back in the little wispus mode.
Who are you?
Maureen, remember? If that's too hard, maybe you should just stick with Mo.
Do you have a last name?
I prefer not to use it. What about you?
Same deal.
Then it's Ben and Mo forever, I guess.
This an authorized Corley Service Center?
You could call this a Corley Service Center, but I don't have the official paperwork.
Ah, an illegitimate Corley operation.
I prefer to think of it as a renegade Corley operation.
Where'd you learn bikes?
I grew up working on them with my dad. One summer we did nothing but restore this old hardtail together. I mean, we scrubbed every bolt until it shined. But he took off one day and he never came back. So I switched to toasters.
You live in this town?
Well, Melonweed's not much of a town. What's left of it is sinking about a foot a year. People either learn to adjust or they leave, which is fine with me.
Not a people person?
I'm just better with toasters, that's all. You seem more concerned with me than your bike.
How's it look?
It looks better than it did, but you gotta help me out. The front forks are wasted, so you'll have to get some new ones. And someone stole my welding torch. Can you believe that? I can't finish without one. And last but not least, I patched up your ruptured gas tank, but you're out of fuel and I don't have any.
How's it look?
Well, basically what you got here is a unicycle. We need new forks, a welding torch, and some gas.
I gotta get out of this town, fast.
Trouble with the law?
Not in this county.
Then what's the hurry?
My gang's in trouble.
Polecats?
How'd you know that?
Big emblem on the back of your jacket.
They're headed for an ambush, so I gotta catch 'em.
We better get this bad boy back on the road then, huh?
I don't have any money to pay you with.
Hey, this one's free. I haven't touched anything besides a toaster for so long. Getting my hands on your hog has really been a pleasure.
Well, thanks.
Don't sweat it.
Where am I supposed to find all this stuff?
You can hack it, tough guy.
Where am I gonna find new forks?
Well, they don't have to be new, just not broken into little pieces. You could start by asking Todd in the trailer across the way. He runs the junkyard.
How am I supposed to find your torch?
I don't know, set up a dragnet. Still can't believe someone would steal my torch. Who around here would do a thing like that?
Where's the gas?
Well, there's a whole tower full of it at the edge of town. I have this crazy, irrational intuition that tells me maybe it's worth checking out.
Actually, I think I can handle it.
Good.
Well, I'll let you get back to work.
Let me know if you need any aspirin or anything.
I hate seeing her like this.
Why? It's really my best side.
I'm not putting my lips on that. I'll wait till she's done. I'll wait till she's done. Who's this?
Oh, that's me and my Uncle Pete. He took care of me after Dad split at this place he called the Mink Ranch. When he died, he left it to me.
You're a mink farmer?
Nah, that place went belly up long before he died. But I still go back there whenever I need to get away for a while.
Maureen got her name. Originally, the story had two twins that were the twin daughters of Malcolm Corley, and they're named Maureen and Tina after these two girls who lived in the dorm with me in college. And then we cut Tina. So, sorry, Tina.
what? You're not dead yet. I might still get a quote.
I heard you saved my life.
Yeah, but don't worry. I wasn't trying to. I was just looking for some nice roadside disaster photos and you helped.
Who'd want a picture of me bleeding?
It's not the blood. It's the way you were, all twisted up like a pretzel.
Listen, I've got to stop an ambush.
Ambush? Really? Where?
I don't know exactly. My crew is escorting some VIPs to the Corley Motors shareholders meeting, and there's an ambush waiting for them somewhere up the road.
Yeah?
This is hard for me. I need...
Come on, man, spit it out.
Could you give me a ride in your car? I've got to stop this ambush.
You're right. We have to get to the ambush, all right. But I'm afraid I'm without wheels at the moment.
How did you get us here?
Hitched.
Well, I'd better be going.
All right, drive safe now.
Chan does a lot of designs where you can see like the story of the town is that it's sunk. There's obviously a building that was here before and it just sunk, and they're just like, screw it, let's build another house on top of it, and they just build another one. Like a lot of double. He does a lot of double houses. There's some of that in second house, like roofs upon roofs.
Smart.
Find us a ride yet?
No.
It's empty. Thanks for the lift. Now I got a quote for you.
It's a pretty ambitious game. Like I feel like on every level we were just like
conversation.
We got in way over.
Well, now, does anyone remember?
Well, I mean, I think we were thinking about things like for me, I was thinking about Road Warrior and Yojimbo, because Road Warrior, I just love the way it's just dramatic, gritty story being told, like an opera almost, and then Yojimbo is just the stoic hero. You know, you've seen Yojimbo with Toshiro Mifune is like this really stoic main character who's not like a big tough guy who really shows off a lot, but he's really quiet until he goes and then he goes and kills 20 samurai, just really quickly. And Ben was really inspired by him. And then I got the screenplay for The Road Warrior somewhere. And in the first shot of it, Mad Max, like, he gets to a fork in the road, he doesn't know where to drive to, and he pulls over and he finds a wreck of a car and he takes a bumper off of it and he throws it in the air. Wherever the bumper lands, he drives off that way, which is exactly how Yojimbo starts, with him doing it with a stick. I was like, I knew it. I knew this is all one big part of this generalized lone hero thing going on.
We were looking at Clint Eastwood, Man with No Name stuff too. Everybody squints like Clint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, easier to animate, right?
Yeah,
They squint.
exactly.
Yeah.
Either someone's doing some welding down there, or we're talking about some very subcode wiring. Smells like burning metal down there. No. Hello? Apparently this guy has a dog.
I have an electrician friend who yelled at me for using the term subcode wiring. He's like, that's not something electricians would ever say.
So
like,
we lost a lot of electrician fans.
We lost, yeah. But you know, Ben's not an electrician. What are you gonna say?
Who's out there?
This is the first scene that you hear the Chitlins Whiskey and Skirt song.
Yeah. That's my favorite song.
Increased Chances. Yeah. Well, it's the great John Spiegel of Chicago, friend of ours.
It creates a narrative problem in the game, though, which is that
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, we were always like, this is not a post-apocalyptic game. This is just an alternate reality, like an alternate world. Like, there's been no nuclear devastation. This is just a gritty, highway-based part of the country, and in the future. And but a lot of people thought it was like, because it is inspired by Road Warrior a lot in terms of its cinematics and the way it tells the story. But there's nothing post-apocalyptic about it. But that song is all about nuclear, like it's a post-apocalyptic song, and so it kind of feeds into that. So
It's good to create false rumors, don't you think?
Yeah, exactly.
This view defines true beauty. I think he's had enough. It's empty.
The population is greatly decreased, and now the odds are greatly increased that I may someday get a chance to kiss your lips.
Remember this was one of our big things, was changing the interface so we get a full screen game this time around, as opposed to Data Tentacle, where you had to look up and down. But in this game, we wanted there's a theory that you should have the interface where people's eyeballs are, and their eyeballs on the cursor, so to speak, the interface pop up on the cursor. And I remember that I hadn't seen that a lot. I think at the same time, you guys over at Lucas Learning were doing, remember the secret project? The secret library archive project? There was you guys were doing one where the interface popped up near the cursor?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, that was cutting edge, you guys. Cutting edge cursors.
I hope he's not trying to bring these to life or anything like that. That would make a good mailbox post in hell. Ouch. I had a dog with a funnel on its head when I was a kid.
That's my welding torch. How'd you get it?
Oh, it was just lying around.
A pair of forks, little gas, and we're set.
Chan does a lot of designs where you can see the story of the town.
This is the first scene we did.
I always thought
This is the first thing we ever wired up in the game?
Yeah, we did this one specifically for, was it CES or whatever else, and we had to get it done, and we had just the assets for this.
That cracks me up that we made a 2-room puzzle for CES. Did we do a special version of Ben? Because he's all darkly
black.
lit. We didn't have dynamic lighting back then, did we? Right?
No.
Nowadays, we'd be painted with a certain color that we would tune up and down. But here, we must have painted a whole other 3D we had in this game.
My God,
Was that the CES, Tim, where we had that guy on the motorcycle out in front of the booth?
I don't
pretending to be Ben Throttle.
Right.
I didn't remember. Did we have a booth babe, dude?
We had a booth dude, and all us ladies were swooning.
I just remember looking at the pictures thinking, that guy looks
a hunky man.
We all wanted to go take a picture with him.
Looks nothing like
Did I
someone
even get to
from
go to that
Full Throttle
CES?
I don't know.
I don't remember seeing any of this. Tell me about it.
Well, it was just a little, booth in the back, but then there was a guy with a motorcycle right out front, and he was totally drawing people in.
Remain where you. Hey, I don't see anybody. Nobody's there. You set off the alarm before. Maybe somebody's just fooling with us. You must have missed that last guy. You can hold this thing still while I'm going down for a closer look.
I don't see nobody. He must have run away.
Yeah, we would have seen him running from the air. He must be hiding up in the tower.
We got him treed.
Let's go up and get him.
Maureen. Maureen is the Kath Soucie does the voice. She does a lot of cartoons. You look at the credits for almost any cartoon you're watching, Kath Soucie will show up. She does a great job with Maureen's voice, and she came back later on Brutal Legend and did Lita Halford.
Hey, who's that down there in the yard?
It's him. Get him.
Where?
Over there. Quick, you go around the other side and we'll have him cornered.
Where'd he go? Let's call it quits, huh, boss?
No, let's call in reinforcements.
Oh, good. You get this from the gas tower?
Not exactly.
Just a pair of new forks and we're on the road.
This was I feel like this is like one of the first puzzles we designed for the game, and I have fond feelings about it. I don't know if everyone likes this puzzle; they might hate it, but we were like, this game is not going to have a lot of complicated inventory combining puzzles where you collect a whole bunch of stuff and then put it together in inventory. It's going to be mostly all on the screen. So like here you come up and there's a rope, there's a chain you can pull and it opens the gate, but then you can't keep it open when you run through it. And the trick is to do something counterintuitive. You have to lock the gate. And I was so happy with that because it was all just right on the screen. You didn't have one inventory item, which is the lock. But then again, some people like all puzzles, hate that puzzle. So, I like it.
Poochy pooch. Pooch. Bon appetit, mud.
There's my car, my actual car.
There.
So,
Oh, that's the Tim Mobile?
Oh, yeah.
Do you still have that car?
It's in a garage in Reading because so I was driving. I inherited. I bought the car for my dad, which is his '69 Le Mans, which is it looks like a GTO. It's a really fun car to have. And then I go at lunch one day with a bunch of LucasArts coworkers in it. Someone before I started it, someone was like, "Do you smell gas?" And I was like, "No, you're silly." And I started it, and then boom.
That was me and Michelle Harrell.
Yeah, and do you remember like black smoke came out of the defroster vents?
It's
and
a
it was
convertible.
Yeah, we had I was like, "Get out of the car!"
Jump it out.
Jumped out, and I run to this jewelry store to use 911. And secretly, I've been wanting to call 911 all my life, right? Like you just be like, "Oh, someday I'm gonna." Have, so I call it,
And they're like, "You're at the jewelry store. Is it a robbery? What's going on?"
and I ran back to the car, and there was a pool of fire underneath the car, and there were already fire people there, like firefighters there, because I was across the street from the fire department. I could have just run. I could have run to the fire department to bring them over. And anyway, they put out the fire, and then it was really bad. There's bubbles embedded in the windshield from just the heat. Jeez. And you guys went. You guys go back to the office. So you guys went back to the office while I hung around with the tow truck. And you told Peter Chan what had happened, and so Peter Chan happened to be painting this art. And so he's like, well, I guess Tim's car is toast, I'll put it in the junkyard. And he painted my beautiful car in the junkyard.
That was when you actually had to run somewhere to make a phone call.
Yeah.
Yep. Ooh, fire damage. Forget about it.
Nice forks. Where'd you find them?
Right next to the knives and spoons.
Well, that's it. Wait outside for a minute and I'll finish her up. I'm working on a surprise.
I hate surprises.
All right, here she comes. Am I cool or what?
You're amazing. I should crash that thing every day. So what's the surprise?
Oh, just your average everyday pre-regulation destroyer class solid fuel recoil booster.
You're serious?
Yes.
But only the vultures.
Did you notice the tattoo foreshadowing on Maureen's? She's got a little bit of a vulture's tattoo because it's like a big. Oh, spoilers! I won't say in case you're playing this game and you don't know. But there's some foreshadowing right there.
By the way, I had somebody contact me a couple months ago asking for the definitive version of the vulture's tattoo because she was going to get.
Oh my god!
Wow. And I was feeling terrible because
she's
going to ink it on her, and I'm like, I don't know. There's the pixelated version, but it's so messed up. And then there's a sketch that I have, but it's not the final one because I think trying to translate it to pixels and then shrinking it down, a lot of that didn't read. So I'm trying to figure out. Well, I don't know what to tell her, which is the official one because it's kind of. I just sent her a bunch of stuff and said, take your best guess. I don't know.
All right, look lively. He's a sneaky one. This time he ain't getting past us. See him? No. Keep looking.
The ambush is the other way.
Hear that? He's back at the gas tower. He's got a lot of nerve, that piece of trash. Let's get him. All units follow me.
Ben, how'd you get behind us?
Where are the suits?
Corley's making a pit stop. He has a bladder the size of a thimble, man.
Ripburger?
Haven't seen him in a while. Ben, man, what's the deal? Did you find something up the road? Are we headed for trouble?
No. We're in it.
Put my head in a basket, 'cause I'd had a tank full. When she blew my gasket, I surely was thankful. Till I head for the skies up above. It's a woman with wheels that I love.
Come on, old man. I gotcha. Now, do something incriminating, like ambush somebody. Aha, the plot thickens.
You shouldn't have laughed at me in those board meetings, Malcolm.
What a psycho.
Gotcha. Hey, look what I found in the bushes.
What is that?
It's a chokehold. Come here and I'll demonstrate.
It's got a camera.
I'll get her.
No, Nestor will take care of her. You have an important engagement with the rest of the Corey family.
Right. But don't forget to destroy that camera. Yeah.
Now then, Malcolm, how about one for the road?
Corley?
Ben! I guess Ripburger couldn't wait for natural causes. Just like him to hit a man when his fly's down.
Ripburger did this to you?
Yeah, he knew I was dying, and he knew that my will would put him out of a job. He wants to take over Corley Motors, Ben. Sell it off the foreigners, lay off workers, start making minivans. You understand me? Minivans. Oh. You gotta hurt him for me, Ben. Promise me you'll hurt him bad.
I promise.
I want my daughter to take over the company.
You have a daughter?
Yeah. She's a real mechanical genius, Ben. We built her first carburetor when she was 4. I used to call her the diaper dynamo. Find my daughter, Ben. Find Maureen.
I feel like we were watching, started watching a lot of Hong Kong movies at this point, because there's a lot of that, like, reflection in the toaster that you see the bad guys coming is taken right out of either Hong Kong movies or Hard Target, which was the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
All right.
Saw right when we were making.
Also easier to animate the villain really small in a reflection.
And wiggly in a toaster.
I wonder how many people say they use Hard Target as their
Basically, this
Yeah.
this is Hard Target, the game. And
I think only 2 people were inspired by Hard Target, Von Damme and Tim.
What's that moving over there by that pile?
I don't know, Rick, but I think that pile is boats.
Yes, now I remember. You're the smart one, aren't you?
There's Mo's shack, but I don't see the limo. Maybe I beat them here. On second thought, maybe I didn't. Looks like someone searched this place in a hurry. Nothing left but debris, except for that smashed up camera. Back's open. No film inside. Mo said she didn't have a camera. Here's Mo's picture of her and her Uncle Pete at his mink ranch. She said she went there whenever she needed to get away for a while. That's pretty much my only lead right now. Looks like someone searched this place in a hurry. Nothing left but debris, except for that smashed up camera.
Chan does a lot of
So much for returning to the scene of the crime. They'll be coming this way soon. I gotta get a plan. Fast.
That's it. So
I remember
go
not.
in and get
We didn't
the
want to
days.
talk about. At one point, the schedule had slipped, but I didn't want to be talk about how much because I was too scared to think about it. And you're like, "Do you want to know what the budget is?" I was like, "No." And I was like, "What is it?" No, what is it? It was like, "It's $1 million." And it was the. And we had like gone from Monkey Island, which was I think was $200,000, and just had never conceived of money like that before. And like this game is, it's the first one. It's like it's $1 million.
You could only whisper the
I
amount.
remember breaking that mark and everybody talking about like, holy crap.
$1 million.
I do.
game.
I remember.
$1 million game.
I remember spending countless hours just staring at the budget, where I'd like have to put in the actuals for the month, and then based off of that, project how the rest was going to change, and add more months
Absolutely.
and more dollars. And
Hey, killer.
What?
Hey, it's cool. Your secret's safe with me.
What secret?
Haven't you been watching the news?
Once again, our top story tonight, Malcolm Corley, owner of Corley Motors, was found dead at a rest stop just outside the town of Melonweed. Apparently, the benevolent patriarch and CEO was viciously beaten about the head and neck, savagely and without mercy. Police have arrested a notorious outlaw biker gang known as the Polecats,
No.
with the exception of their leader, who is still at large. Roadblocks have been set up along Highway 9 in an effort to apprehend this dangerous and violent criminal.
We've been set up.
Roadblocks suck.
I shouldn't have left the gang there.
Hey, I don't want to hear anything about it. You ain't making me an accessory after the fact. Just lay low, man.
Look, let me tell you what happened.
I told you I don't want to get involved.
Nothing to grab. It's empty. Play. He doesn't look happy. That's your truck out front. I need a ride.
I look like a cabbie to you. Get lost. They're not letting anyone through that roadblock anyway.
Not even truckers?
They turned me around and said police business only. Pigs.
Look, I really need a ride.
Not gonna happen.
Why? Because you're afraid of some cops?
No, because I don't like you.
I just killed a guy.
I'm just about to.
I don't think that's good for the table.
Hey, Quahog.
Yeah, Emmett?
I'm gonna be knifing up your table for a while, alright?
The customer with the knife is always right.
Seem to have a lot of time on your hands. Not to mention nicks and scratches. Am I distracting you? I can do that.
Not gonna happen.
Good talking to you. Friendly folks you get in here.
And it's not what you'd call an I'm okay, you're okay person.
Ah, shut your hole, quo-ho.
Let me show you how to do that.
Not gonna happen.
Let me show you how to do that.
Not gonna happen.
Let me show you how to do that.
Only if it'll shut you up.
But that's it. So
Ben!
Joe, you remember the scum debug key?
The scum debug key. No. What was the scum debug key?
Wasn't it Control D or something? Matilda?
Oh, after Matilda?
You typed in like Control D Matilda on the keyboard, and they would turn on all the scum jump codes and all the.
Oh. I wonder if that shipped in the game.
It did.
It did?
Yeah.
Don't try that. Don't try that at home. kids. Control D, tilt, the what?
It's like Control D, and then you type in Matilda.
Control D, Matilda. Don't do it.
Joe, you remember the scum debug key?
Ben, no time to talk.
You know, it stank in there, but I can't remember a better sleep.
You gotta help me. Go find my editor in Corville. Tell him I took pictures of the Corley murder.
You got pictures?
Yeah, but some thug took my camera.
So you don't have any pictures?
Well, I tracked the guy to Melonweed, but I'm not going near the place. They'd kill me. Get my editor. He's gotta get me out of this. Take one of these fake IDs to get through the roadblocks. My career is riding on those pictures. Help me, Ben. You're my only hope.
Oh, don't worry. I owe you one. If Miranda's thug is the same one that trashed Moe's place, that could be Miranda's camera I saw there. But then, who's got the film? I need to get to this place, Uncle Pete's Mink Ranch.
I need to go in that direction too, but the pigs are running the style at night.
How poetic. Ever hear of this place? Uncle Pete's Mink Ranch?
Well, I remember there used to be some sort of weasel plantation or something up the road.
Down Highway 9 on the other side of the damn roadblocks. I used to pick up mink meat there real cheap and sell it to school lunch programs. That was a good scam.
Good thing that's a badger.
Why?
Because if that were a dead polecat, I'd have to trash the place. Here.
What's that?
Fake federal investigator ID. Could be of some use at one of those roadblocks. So how about a ride? What if they search the back and find my bike?
It's buried in a pile of concentrated fertilizer powder. Trust me, no one's gonna dig through that crap. Now you're gonna ride in the engine compartment.
The engine compartment?
Hey, I smuggle stuff in there all the time, and most of it's worth more than you. So stuff your carcass in there quick, and we might hit that mink dump by morning.
Hope you're better with a stick shift than you are with a knife.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Smells like he's got a fuel leak. I love engine fires.
Sorry, sir. Only 3 vehicles be on this point. Huh? What's this about? Undercover agricultural scheme. What's in the back? All right, move along. Hope you wouldn't beat your man.
We've stopped moving. Problem with your truck?
Loose hose, nothing big. I already pulled your bike out. It's sitting right over there. Well, nice knowing you. Gotta hit the road, you know.
Uh-oh. He did have a fuel leak, and he took my fuel line to fix it. That trucker's gonna die for what he did.
I remember for Casey, it was Tim Wrangler.
Tim Wrangler. But this wasn't, it was Grimm where you were like listed as pre-production.
I was the production manager on Full Throttle.
Okay.
Although I love
And
the
then
name of the title producer, I was really disappointed.
Why, who was the producer? Did we have?
Well,
We
Lucas
didn't have a producer.
didn't have producers.
We had a project leader.
And actually, when we did have producers, I remember that didn't help so much because it would be somebody that was on like half time or less.
It was me and Wayne splitting all the projects down the middle.
As producer, you mean?
the very beginning, yeah.
Tucker can, if we still don't respect producers around here, we still treat them like, right?
Tim Wrangler now. Good luck with that.
That's a more prestigious title than producer.
The barn's locked.
Velvet Underground just wouldn't have worked for this.
Oh yeah, so originally we were trying to get music. We were thinking about getting licensed music, and we talked to some record companies, and they offered us for free the
entire
catalog of the Velvet Underground,
which was such cool music.
which is which we loved. But I was like, I don't know if this fits the biker theme.
You gotta put
And then also like the Clash was one of them offered to because they were shipping a box set of these things.
Yeah, I think the Clash was, but
And
they
then
were
what we wanted
too,
was
obviously,
we wanted Soundgarden. Or I wanted Soundgarden because they had a song called Kickstand. And it just set in the kickstand, and that song Kickstand was so perfect for it. So, should I tell the story? We went down to LA.
Yes.
Me and Jackson Morrison went down to LA to go to A&M Records to try and get them to give us. And we hadn't done any licensed music really at all, except for like Star Wars music. And we showed the game to them. We showed them the CS demo with the gas siphoning and stuff. And it was these young executives. They were like, "This is really cool. We really like it." And then like. The big guy showed up, and I think he was like either A or M.
I recall the story being Mr. M.
Mr. M came in, and he sat down, and the younger guy was like, "Okay, Tim, why don't you tell him all about the game?" And Mr. M was like, "No, I want to hear it from you. Tell me why you thought this was a good idea." And so he was putting his own guy on the ringer, like, "Why'd you bring me in this meeting?" And we talked about it, and actually they were kind of into it until. When Jack was talking, they realized that we weren't going to pay them any money. We just wanted to get the song. We were trying to explain that it was going to be
exposure for them.
Yeah.
That's the insignia of the vultures. I can't believe Mo used to be a vulture. But then again, how else could she have gotten that recoil booster? There's a picture of Maureen and Malcolm. Looks like they're restoring an old hardtail together. junk. And a hose I can use on my bike. I don't think Mo would mind if I borrow him. She took my booster fuel. Why would she run it from me? She must think the whole world's against her. I think I know how that feels. That does it. He's dead. That sign. That means I'm in cavefish territory.
This cargo is worthless. We have been tricked, my brothers. Back to the fail. The place looks deserted. Maybe the boss was wrong and she ain't coming here.
She's coming. We just got here first. That means all we have to do is sit here and wait.
Yeah, so where were we with 3D? Like 3D had already entered the world of games, right? But we were like, no, we love 2D stuff, but we have all these vehicles we have to make.
Dark Forces was just before this, right? Or just it was
concurrent.
It was concurrent.
It shipped around the same time.
It shipped around the same time. That's right.
Because we technically shared a
and that was sort of knocking off Doom to some extent.
It had 3D.
So was Rebel already happening? Because we had a 3D department. There was like 3 guys.
Yeah,
I think
Like,
that's
Rebel
all.
around.
I think that's why we had it. What them was for the Rebel Assault stuff.
Yeah, I think so. And then, we were talking about there's no way we can draw. Like, we were looking at all the reference material from that anime film Akira, all the motorcycles. We're like, there is no way we can draw this stuff by hand. But then we were trying to figure out, how do we get it to look 2D? And just compressing the heck out of the palette and simplifying it.
This was a...
Yeah, because they probably didn't have the cartoon renderers back then, right?
No, we didn't have cell shading or anything.
No. So it's
I
just...
remember there was a big struggle was trying to get it to actually match.
Yeah, so we were just trying to limit the palette, and then we had the 3D Ben on the bike, and then we would draw over it.
Look at him run.
was Nestor's fault.
Get in quick. I have a plan. We're going to lure with a bike.
Boss, she already has a bike.
Yes, but this one she worked on with her father. It's an emotional thing. Don't try to understand. Now hurry.
Now this is the area where we were originally going to have the whole Ricky Myron section, right?
We were jumping over.
Yeah,
One of the gorge's many casualties, Professor Schmetterling's experimental flying suit. Ricky Myron's infamous gorge jump. This is the last picture ever taken of Professor Schmetterling. Notice, jumping the Cuyahoga Gorge, although tempting, is highly illegal and dangerous. We recommend the recently constructed Cuyahoga Gorge Bridge for transgorge travel. Drive safely. Tightrope walkers, hang gliders, human cannonballs. Many have tried to cross the mighty Cuyahoga Gorge, and many have failed, except for Ricky Myron, the Flying Torch, who jumped the gorge on a stock Corley motorcycle. It was later uncovered that he had modified his Corley with a pre-regulation destroyer-class solid-fuel recoil booster and an automotive hover lift. Myron said he would gladly replicate the jump to clear his name, but his special ramp was stolen by a mysterious truck hijacking motorcycle gang. Recoil booster and a hover lift, eh? Thanks for the tip, Rick. You're right, though. I'll need that ramp.
Now this is the area where we were originally going to have the whole Ricky Myron section, right?
We were jumping over.
Yeah,
a gorge. We do have that here with the gorge. You jump over.
No, but there was the stunt show and the whole Ricky Myron character stuff.
Ricky Myron, by the way, is a kid I went to. I was in 4th grade,
Oh, yeah?
and we're on the playground, and I had this rock, and for no reason at all, I want to see how high I could throw this rock in the air, and I threw it as high as I could, and it came down, and it hit Ricky Myron in the head. And he was like, "Why'd you do that?" And I was like, "You know what? Someday I'm going to make you a star. I'm going to
Put you in the game.
I'll make it up to you.
I'm going to put you in the game, and then I'm going to cut you out of the game.
Yeah. You're going to be a reference, but you're going to be a great daredevil.
Lots of interesting backstory because it was the stuff we cut. Remember, because the game was getting so huge, and we're like, we'll never finish this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was that and one other section. We were looking for stuff to cut, and everything was too interconnected to everything else. And we're like, we can't cut anything except the Ricky Myron section. That's kind of its own piece.
Maureen.
That's trashed.
Father Tor.
I haven't seen you since you retired from the Polecats.
Hey, Ben. How's my gang doing?
That's a long story. What are you doing out here?
Well, retirement's pretty boring, Ben. So I thought I'd come out to the old mine road and look for trouble.
You're picking fights?
That's what the old mine road's for, son.
Any fighting tips, Torque?
Ah, Ben, who's tougher than you?
Nobody, but those rod wheelers are uglier.
They're none too bright either. I'm sure you can handle them.
The vultures are quick, and they're nuts.
The ones with those boosters are hard to whip. Just remember, Ben, it's not about muscle, it's about timing.
What's up with those cavefish, man?
Watch out, Ben. They're not out here for sport. They hijack big rigs. It's part of their religion. Don't get in their way. They're blind, cold-hearted killers.
How do the cavefish ride if they're blind?
Well, they're only blind because they wear those special goggles to shield their sensitive, cave-dwelling eyes. Special sensors in the goggles pick up the dots in the road and other large objects and landmarks to help them navigate. Kinda trippy, huh?
You know any way around Cuyahoga Gorge?
Around it? It's miles and miles long, Ben. What's the matter? Don't like bridges?
It blew up.
Ooh, sorry I missed that. Well, you could jump it, like Ricky Myron. Cavefish got his ramp in their hideout, you know.
Where is the cavefish hideout exactly?
Somewhere on this road. The entrance is totally invisible unless you've got those weird cavefish specs.
Father Torque, I need your help. The gang's in jail and the law.
Ben, I'm not the leader of the Polecats anymore. You are. Can't you see I'm on permanent vacation? Can't talk anymore, Ben. Eating too many bugs.
Well, take it easy, Father.
Give him hell, Polecat.
Can't reach.
Hey, it's my old friend, what's your name? Glad to see you all three at the table. My knuckles are starting to itch.
Yeah, where is this place? It's just like a circle of bikers randomly driving.
Well, it's like Highway 9. Actually, I wonder if we do, there's a highway called Highway 9 on the way down this like Santa Cruz that bikers love. It's an actual like biker road where bikers go on a lot, and there's a lot of biker bars on the way and stuff. So that's real. That's right out of the pages of California history.
Is that 17 that you're talking
It's
about?
off of 17. Or it's the mountain road that you would take next to 92 and Highway 1.
Oh, Tim, chainsaw. I threw a party at my house, which was up in the woods in the Costa.
Oh, yeah.
and it was in the middle of a
And
forest.
we couldn't get to it.
And it had a long driveway that went through the forest.
Right.
And we had a terrible storm, and it was pitch dark, and the first person to arrive at my party was Tim, driving alone, and he came up to a fallen tree across the driveway, and I emerge with a chainsaw running in my hand and go walking up to
And a mask
to
made
Tim.
of human flesh.
And I go walking up to Tim, and you were genuinely scared. Because he had read about stuff like this.
Up in the woods of Nicosia.
No, that guy's got
I
the
remember that party.
That was
Star
fun.
Wars Rebel
That was a good party.
tattoo on his.
Climb bike! Now I'm mad.
There's the sound of you driving over a rough road.
Steve, I remember you were duly hard on me to get that sound right of the tire going over those reflectors in the center of the road. And
Oh,
it's
the
true,
bar tops.
it makes that sound. We all know that sound. It's like,
Yeah.
it sort of sounds like puck, you know, puck, 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 puck. And I have to admit, I had a really hard time making that sound. Finally, one time I was just driving and holding my arm out the window of my truck with a microphone and running over those things. I don't know if I ended up using those, but it was a tough sound to make, to get it right.
So I remember
The hand deliberate.
when we were in the end of QA and Tim decided to go play pool one night in San Francisco. This was before cell phones. And something came up and I had to find Tim and bring him back. I think it was for the bunnies. And because there was a bug that had to be fixed and we had to ship this game. And so all I knew was that Tim had gone to play pool in San Francisco.
Well, I didn't have any work to do.
Right.
So you're
So
basically
I
thumbing through the
called,
yellow pages.
I had the phone book, and I called every pool hall in San Francisco looking for him.
This makes me sound like a totally different person.
I know. But he wasn't
Like every
in any.
juke joint.
He wasn't in any of them. So then I'm like, okay. So the last pool hall, I said, okay, so maybe he's in a bar with a pool table. Can you tell me the name of a bar that has a pool table? And he did. And then I looked that up, and I called that. And then when he wasn't there, I just kept doing that until finally.
Are you kidding me?
Finally, I found him in some bar with a pool table.
Oh my goodness.
And
It was a kilowatt.
when he picked up the bar phone, he was terrified because he was like, "How did you find me?"
Actually, I don't remember. This is crazy. I can't believe you found me by calling random bars. It makes me sound way cooler than I am, too. I like this. But what could I have done? I wasn't programming.
I want to know how she described
Actually, I
you.
did program for bunnies.
It was something that you had to make a call on.
It was
something.
my actual bug.
Yeah, it was either your bug or you had to make a decision right then and there as to what we were going to do
Bunnies in
about
or
it.
out.
I'm done with these boys.
Now this is the area where we were originally going to have the whole Ricky Myron section, right?
Looks good where it is. Not on foot. It's a single hoverlift unit. Looks okay for an aftermarket part. I got the ramp and the hover component for lift. Now what I need is speed. I need that recoil booster.
What's wrong? Lead divers?
That should have a couple of good boosts left in it. Modified my bike enough.
Yeah, you remember how we got the rock and roll to sound so good in the game?
Oh, we just deliberately distorted it?
Yeah, we turned it up because of the low sample rate. We turned it up so it was about 50% too hot.
Clipping.
So it was clipping, so all the waveforms were being chopped.
Right.
For all you audio geeks out there. It's a real no-no. But it sounded, it was
good.
The best way to do it for that particular
well,
sound.
Well, since we're talking about Smush, which originated, I believe, with Rebel Assault, right? With Vince, in an earlier incarnation at least. And Vince liked to do everything himself, and we were a little miffed in the sound department because we found out that he had dubbed the Star Wars main theme himself using a boombox.
Right.
And the headphone output.
Right. Right.
So, more geeky audio stuff, but basically a headphone signal is an amplified signal, right, to drive the headphones, and he put that right into the computer, to the Sound Blaster card, and sampled it. And it sounded really big and huge and over the top, and we said, Vince, let people do this who know how. So we couldn't get it to sound as good as he had it, no matter what we did. And then I finally realized the only way to get it to sound better, or even just a little better than what he had, was to deliberately clip it and overdrive the analog signal and overdrive everything.
I want to talk about Roy Conrad because we listened to a lot of audition tapes for this game, and everyone you tell them they're going to be a biker does this really like tough. That was my tough guy voice. Like trying to be
like
super
Tasmanian
tough,
Devil.
and it always came through as trying to be tough, and I didn't like any of them. And then we heard Roy's voice, and it is really deep and tough sounding, but he's kind of gentle about it, and there's something about the fact that he's not trying to sound tough that just made us love it all right away. The second he started talking, we were like, yeah.
Such a great voice.
And he looked nothing like the character.
No, he looked like a dad, like a gentle,
kindly old
fatherly.
I'm here for the shareholders meeting.
Mr. Ripperger's postponed the meeting until Mr. Corley's murderers are apprehended. All the shareholders were notified.
Yeah. Well, I haven't checked my voicemail lately, Mac. Let me in.
Beat it.
Jerk. Let me in.
Beat it.
Jerk.
Souvenirs here. We got your hats. We got your pennants. We got it all right here. Official Corley. What can I get you?
Why are all the lights down here?
We got a demolition derby tonight. First prize is a vintage curly hardtail, completely restored by the old man himself. Yep.
What's this big arena doing way out here?
Corley built the Smashatorium so his employees could have some wholesome entertainment nearby. He sure took care of his employees. I got no idea what's going to happen to us now that he's gone.
I'm looking for a good souvenir.
Well, good souvenirs is all I got. What can I fix you up with?
Something small, furry, and yellow.
Sorry, this is the only set of teeth I got. Dang, there goes another one.
How about that little car there?
It's small, but it's not cheap, my friend. You better just take it for a test drive to make sure.
Those shirts come in extra large?
No, but they're pretty shrunk.
No thanks. What do those pennants say on them?
Can't beat a Corley, they say. Kind of ironic, actually, considering how he died. Still, looks great on your bedroom wall.
No walls. My bike is my home.
We could set you up with a little pole so you could make a flag, you know, for your back seat.
I'll think about it. Bunnies, and plenty of them.
You want bunnies? I got your bunnies. How much you got on you?
Can I just take them out for a test drive?
I think you may not be ready for the kind of commitment that comes with a Corley Bunny value pack. Sorry, son. Do you actually have any money?
As much as I need. Seen any vultures around here?
Nah, we don't have much of a vulture problem here, even though their hideout is right up the road. They stay pretty much locked up in there. Not very social.
What's in the hat?
I don't know. Came filled with it. Probably some sort of packing material. Packs a punch, I'll tell you that much. Looky here. Nothing personal, but why don't you mosey along and stop scaring away all the other customers, all right?
Just clearing my throat.
Drive your own derby car by remote control. Sure. Take it for a spin. Just don't go out of range. Our bunnies come with batteries included. Lovable little bunnies. The officially licensed bunny of the Corley Motors Smashatorium.
Looks like it's getting weak.
Oh, great, you killed the batteries. We got your t-shirts here. All sizes and colors. All right, let's see the cash, amigo.
I'll owe you.
No bucks, no yucks, compadre.
The minefield's been replanted. Tidy little vultures. Those weapons were about a weight.
If we don't got it, then it stinks. Pat the bunny. You know you want to.
That should put some life into it.
Sure. Take it for a spin. Just don't go out of range. You just can't get this stuff anywhere else, folks. Hey, don't go in there. Now look what you did. The entrance is all the way through the factory. Hang on, little buddy. Daddy's coming.
Now it's just me and the bunnies. Surprises. No. I'm not putting my lips on that. Don't think so.
Dang, there goes another value pack.
I remember going into Tim's office at one point as the deadline was looming, saying, "Tim, you got to cut the mine road or the bunnies."
I remember
He's like, "I'm not cutting either one."
Mine road or the bunnies?
Yeah, I'm like, "You
Were
got to
they the
cut
ones-
one, Tim. Something's got to go."
We had
Or
already
it's a
cut
bump-
so much on the game, I was like, we can't cut anymore. And the bunnies are crucial to the narrative.
That's the guy I was telling you about, Susie.
You sure?
Yeah, that's the guy who killed my father.
All right, vultures, rack 'em up.
Let's rip him quick.
Listen, Mo, you're making a big mistake.
Oh, boy, you're right. We shouldn't do this quickly. We should draw this out, don't you think, Susie?
Hey, I got all night. You heard it, kids. Let's draw this out.
Your father,
Don't you dare talk about my father, you heartless bastard.
Corley and
I said shut up about my dad.
Malcolm once.
I said shut up about my dad.
Okay, that's enough.
Not quite.
I'm innocent.
You're in something, all right.
I'm losing my temper, Marine.
And you're about to lose much more.
Let me go, or else
Or else what?
I'll tear this place apart.
Ironic choice of words, Ben.
I'm innocent.
You're in something, all right.
Let me go, or else
Or else what?
I'll sick the polecats on you.
The polecats are in jail, Ben. You put them there, remember?
Let me go, or else...
Or else what?
I'll get blood all over your driveway.
That's good for the landscaping, actually.
Let me go, or else...
Or else what?
I'll call you names.
Ooh, like what?
Meat farmer. Let me go, or else...
Or else what?
I'll call you names.
Ooh, like what?
Freaky, toaster-loving old maid. Let me go, or else...
Or else what?
I'll call you names.
Ooh, like what?
Rat bike riding, rubber-covered vultures. Let me go, or else...
Or else what?
I'll call you names.
Ooh, like what?
Diaper Dynamo.
How? Where'd you hear that name?
Your father. He told me just before he died.
You bludgeoned my father and then talked about old times?
I didn't kill him. Ripburger did. A photographer took pictures, but her camera was stolen by the same thug that came after you.
I still have that roll.
Well, develop it, would you? While I still fit in my clothes?
Okay, you stay here.
Hey.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, don't sweat it.
I'm gonna get Ripburger even if I die trying.
No, we have to expose Ripburger at the shareholders meeting. That way, we take him down, we save my gang, and your father gets his dying wish. You take over Corley Motors.
Ripburger canceled the shareholders meeting. He made a statement to the press that there'd be no meeting until the murderers were brought to justice.
So, no shareholders meeting until we're both dead?
That could be arranged.
Okay, so here we go. Faking Ben and Maureen's death. Act 1, Scene 1. Adrian Ripburger, in a desperate attempt to lure our Maureen out of hiding, has developed the following lame-ass scheme. First prize at tonight's smash-up derby is a vintage hardtail that Mo restored with her dad. Rip hopes Mo will try to nab said bike on account of her sentimental attachment to it. So Ben and Mo play along, put on disguises, and enter the demolition derby, which ends tragically when their cars explode and both are presumed dead.
Question.
Please save your questions until the end. Now, the explosives in Mo's car can only be triggered by a head-on collision with Ben's car. This ejector seat projects Mo clear of the explosion, and she parachutes to safety.
Don't you think someone will notice her rejecting out of her car?
No, they'll all be watching you running around on fire.
Yeah, that's another question I have.
When your car explodes, you climb from it in flames and run around the stadium distracting the audience. In your cute little asbestos suit, of course.
That's some plan.
All right, then. Let's go blow you little darlings up.
All right, folks. Hang on to your chili dogs, cause it's time to start. The Corley Motors Smashatorium Amateur Driver Ultimate Destruction Maximum Carnage Marathon. Let's meet our crash cage gladiators.
There's George.
George Lucas in the lab.
Oh, God, that's
It's a lookalike.
That's awesome.
No, that's not George. It's
Somebody in a George costume.
I love the hair.
See, they're all in disguise. Marine's got a wig on.
Now I'm just embarrassed for them. Who do they think they're fooling with those ludicrous disguises?
And next to him is another newcomer. Please give a big Smashatorium salute to the Princess of Pile-Up, Doreen! Corley.
Second.
And finally, we have a last-minute addition to the lineup tonight. A deadly-looking team known as the Boom Boom Brothers.
Try and get away now, bicycle.
All right now, are you ready to see some reckless driving? Are you ready to see some unnecessarily violent destruction? Then let the demolition derby begin.
Where are you, Ben?
Hang on, Bo. Here I come. Car stalled when I bounced off the roof. Looks like these babies have a glass jaw.
Ben, I can't avoid these other cars forever.
Okay, Boom Boom Brothers. It's all over.
Get him! What are you doing? Are you taking a nap? Idiots.
Okay, Mo. Time for our big finale.
Do it!
Now that's an explosion, ladies and gentlemen. Can't see any survivors. Wait, what's that? It's the unknown Avenger.
That's the way up, but I can't get through that door.
Well, folks, it looks like the party's getting a little out of hand. The stadium seems to be catching fire, but let's all remain calm and... Yeah, you're right. The derby's over. Run for your lives!
Finally. Now, squish that firefly while he's hot.
Look at him run.
What happened? Did you get him?
We finally got him, Bolus. That means Ripburger has to make us vice presidents now, like he promised, and give us 10,000 shares of stock each. Funny smell? What's that? The temperature light?
Well, on the bright side, I just made 20,000 shares of stock. Time to start the shareholders meeting.
Where's the hardtail?
All over the floor, Mr. Avenger.
What? What happened to your deep sentimental attachment to your father's vintage bike?
Ben, it's just a bike. I can put it back together in about a half an hour. That's assuming, of course, I can find that key.
What key are you talking about?
Key to my dad's safe. I remember he hid it somewhere on this bike, but I looked everywhere and I can't find anything that even looks like a key.
What's in the safe that's so important?
My dad's will. I'm counting on him to tell the truth about me, finally.
Why did he keep you a secret all these years?
He didn't want people to find out about my mom.
What's so bad about Mrs. Corley?
She wasn't my mom.
Huh. But how are we going to get in the factory?
In the back of the factory, there's a secret entrance that leads straight into Dad's office. He used to sneak me in so I could help him with his bike designs.
When he got too old to do all the work himself?
Nah, this is back when I was 6.
How do I find this secret passage?
Well, it's tricky. You have to wait for all the utility meters to turn black. Then you kick the wall in just the right spot, and you're in.
How do I find the right spot to kick?
Dad just knew exactly where to kick it. But I remember that there was this big crack in the wall, and if I lined up that crack with my eye level and kicked the wall right in front of me, this weird portal would open up.
What if I can't find that spot?
Just line up your eyes with the crack, wait for the meters to go black, and kick.
That kicking part is pretty vague.
Look, I was only 6. Give me a break.
I'll never find that secret passage.
Hey, Ben, can't you see I'm busy? If I could find the spot to kick when I was only 6, I'm sure you can find it on your own.
I'll never find that secret passage.
Hey, Ben, if I could find the spot to kick,
What are we in, anyway?
It's a C-330 big mouth industrial cargo jumbo transport we fixed up. We want to get it rolling so we can take it to biker rallies.
You're going to try to fly this thing?
Rolling, Ben. Rolling. This baby's flying days are over, just like mine.
How was your flight?
Well, there were some explosions during takeoff and I landed in a minefield, but other than that, it was fine.
I'm fine, by the way. Thanks for asking.
Great, now help me find that key.
Remember that time you tried to kill me?
Yeah, we really taught you a lesson. Get it?
I'll see what I can do.
Right.
I'll see what I can do.
Right.
So, Keith of the Gone Jackals recommended a guy he knew who had a Harley with straight pipes, a big old chopper, and every single cylinder stroke sounded literally like a cannon going off. I mean, literally. And that's Ben's bike. And we did a bunch of pass-bys and starts and all the things that you would do. But the best recording that came out was strapping a Walkman Pro with a cassette. It was a cassette recorder, which was actually really good that it wasn't digital, you know, that it was recording onto magnetic tape because it's such a loud sound pressure. And we strapped it on the back of his bike with a gooseneck going to an SM57, which for audio people who may not know, is often used on a snare drum. It can take a lot of sound pressure level, these mics. They just, you could mic, you know, a cannon.
It was invented for the military.
Oh, really, was it?
That's what Camden said the other day.
Wow, okay.
He's probably right.
So I just strapped it on the back of his bike and he just rode around. And that ended up being the cleanest recordings, the best recordings. We got accelerates, we got steadies, we got all kinds of stuff from that. And much of it was cut in without any processing or pitch shift or anything like that. It was just the sound of that wonderful Harley. So the driver of that almost dumped it though because it started raining. So we had to store it in the LucasArts lobby.
Right, right.
And
Here, take the photos. I don't want them. Show them to someone important if you get a chance.
remember one time, like right as we were about to ship, I was testing it at home, like all night long, trying to crash it. And I like started to doze off, and my cat walked across the keyboard
I remember that.
and crashed the game.
Oh, that's right, the cat crash bug.
Cat bug.
And we could never, your cat would not reproduce
Not
it for us.
reproduce that bug.
And they were like, "Well, we've got to fix it." And it's like,
Bring the cat in. Bring the cat in.
Pro. I can't.
Did you thank that cat in
Everybody
the credits?
get a
What was
cat.
the name of
We
that
started
cat?
bringing cats into the pit.
Did you thank it in the credits? What cat was that?
It was Eartha, and she was thanked.
Thank you.
Looks like the meeting started.
Was not only an inspirational leader, but also a great personal friend. His loss affects us all deeply. Malcolm and I spoke often of the future. We talked of a day when Corley Motors would move beyond its humble beginnings into a new vehicular age. And although his tragic death took him from us sooner than anyone expected, Malcolm Corley's dream remains. And I shall carry out that dream in his memory. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to present to you the future of Corley Motors. The Corley Minivan.
Corley was right. I never dreamed it would actually come to minivans, though.
Hey, who are you? How long have you been there? Oh, security! Help! Security! What took you so long? We ran down the hallway. Move it.
Mavis must be seeing things.
This is the last game I ever programmed on, I believe. I remember doing Ben crawling all over the semi and doing the bunny stuff, which is maybe why it was such a problem. This is an interesting a transition for me in learning about schedules and how terrible and hard they are. Because Dance Tentacle, I feel like, was the last game we did that was on time.
Yeah.
It was not a breeze, but it was like no crunch mode, followed the schedule. And part of that is because we had an extra 6 months at the end because of adding the voice we had.
Right.
But and this was the first game that went way over budget that I worked on. And the first time I had a producer, which is Casey. So she would come in, and I just remember you asked
Like a specter.
yeah, she'd come in and be like, Tim, when is this going to be done? And I just remember that weird feeling and I told this to you, like, I don't know how to express this, but I feel like you come on and ask me that question, and then I look over to the place where that information is, and I see this empty box with cobwebs in it, and then I come back out like, I don't know what to tell you.
Man, that Ripburger can yap. When
is it that George came down and spoke to us all, and he said,
It was that same guy, the big one. Catch him this time, will ya?
This is gonna get old fast.
Check out that double chin. What a stuffed shirt. Ah! Help! Security! Why can't you catch that guy? Donuts weighing you down.
That woman needs some sleep.
Jeez, my feet are killing me. When's this thing gonna end? Ah! He was in here again. Are you even looking?
Maybe she's just lonely.
Blah, blah, blah.
I sure miss old Corley. Ah! I could be dead by now with all your protection. I wonder if this could be Mavis's way of getting my attention. Ah! Don't look at me like that. Hey, I wonder if she's got a thing for me. How could you miss a big guy like that? Yeah, I think that Mavis is trying to send me a message. Ah! You think I'm kidding around here? Why doesn't she just ask me in for some coffee? Ah! Are you getting paid? This is getting old. Forget it. No dice.
There's some sort of card. And a tape. I sure hope that's Corley's will. Cool.
Value engineering. What you see before you right now is my vision for Conceituais. Oh, perfect. This is a disaster.
You're telling me we're gonna have some major downtime here. Why don't you tell a joke or something?
I don't know any jokes. You know, this reminds me of an amusing anecdote about well, I'm out of ideas.
Hey, when is it that George came down and spoke to us all, and he said he had his 55% rule? There was a game that precipitated that.
I thought it was 40. If you get 45% of what you want, then you're...
No, 55.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was 55. No, it was just over half. He goes, if you got this great idea and you think it's going to be killer, and you through the realities of relegating it with a team and all the collaboration, all the technical limitations, you get it to 55% of relegating your concept, the audience will get it. And it's time to let go and ship your products, folks. Like, come on.
Right.
This is a business after all.
It's locked on that easel.
Now, this next slide shows our new, more aggressive corporate strategy.
Where'd you get the idea of him? It's having a New England accent. It's really cool. You know,
Pepperidge Farms guy,
a Pepperidge
right?
Farm. Yeah.
I don't
here with these bikers.
In this, the voice for this game, I was more removed from it than I would be on future games. I got really involved in the casting.
Okay.
So I was involved in the casting of Ben and stuff, but Tamlin, Neelio, and Chris Brown did a lot of it on their own, and they went and recorded definitely without me. And so I don't remember. And Tamlin's thing was we got to differentiate all these characters.
Right.
And that's where a lot of the crazy accents come from. Is like we got to make them stand out from each other.
It worked. They're great.
How do I turn this damn thing off?
I'm sorry you had to hear that, Tate, from one of Malcolm's psychiatric sessions. Near the end, he suffered many paranoid delusions. He was haunted by powerful forces of his own creation.
And here's one of them. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Maureen Corley, and do I have a heck of a story for you. By the time I'm done, you'll see why this man should be in jail. Hey! You hobble off, too.
Uh-oh. There he goes.
And then he sent his goons after me.
When it's time to find you, we'll just follow the shiny trail.
Yes, of course we'll have daycare facilities. Any other questions? Oh, speak of the devil. Come over here, Dan. That's great, Ben. You're finally where we were meant to be all along.
So, after we pick up your bike, we'll go get my gang out of jail.
And then find out why my gang never showed up to help us.
And then you go business suit shopping.
Don't remind me.
Don't complain. You're going to be rich.
At this point, I'd settle for just a little peace and quiet.
She interrupted my speech then. She really shouldn't have. I was just about to talk about the inherent dangers of unicycle operation.
Can't you make this damn thing go any faster?
My cane!
You'll need more than a cane when I'm through with you, Ripburger.
No one sneaks up on me from behind.
I thought you said this thing couldn't move.
I said it couldn't fly. I never said it couldn't taxi. Well, flying would be nice since we're headed for the gorge.
Ripburger, you're going to kill all of us.
Shh, Ben, don't ruin the ending.
How do you stop this thing?
From the cockpit. Ah! Careful, Ben.
So much for the controls. I could have used those. Here goes nothing.
Ben, what did you do? Ben, are you alive?
I am, but I don't know about Ripburger.
I can see him. He's out cold. Climb back here, quick. Careful, Ben.
I'm taking you and your friends with me, Ben.
All you're taking is the wrong kind of medication.
I feel like I remember programming this part too, because this is all like a reference to Dr. Strangelove. The code that you enter is I think preserve our essence.
Yeah,
which is
or
a big
Peter,
Peace on earth, purity of essence.
Yeah,
purity of essence, right? Or peace on earth, something like that.
Mandrake, you ever been a prisoner of war?
Yeah. Why, yes, sir.
Yes, Jack. As a matter of fact, I have.
Wait, come back! We need your weight in the plane!
And I think the explosion looks like a giant croissant chasing you out of the plane. Watch this. Look for the croissant.
Must have been breakfast.
Here comes. And croissant.
Yes.
Delicious.
Flaky.
That's my favorite. Okay, that is a favorite.
That's the best shot.
Life was a game to him, and he played it by his own rules. He was a mystery to most of us, and yet an inspiration to us all. He gave us freedom. He gave us power. He gave us wings. He gave us wheels. Thank you, Malcolm Corley, for giving us a dream that will never die.
So, maybe we could do lunch sometime next week.
Yeah, sure. Lunch sounds great.
Things aren't gonna change, are they, Ben? I mean, just because I'm in charge of the company now, and living in a mansion and riding around in limos, that doesn't mean we won't spend a lot of time together, does it?
Look, Mo, you're in a different league now. You shouldn't be hanging out with the likes of me anymore.
But Ben, Just a second. Hello? What? No, that's crazy. Is he nuts? Look, move the meeting up to 5 and tell the plant foreman that I'm coming over personally to inspect those parts. I know, that's what I told him. Excuse me, what was that last part? No, that alloy was flawed to begin with. Uh-huh, yeah, good, great.
When you rise and sand, you find a lockstep march, no room for jazz.
Haitian political analysis?
That was our custodian. They're like we'd be working late in crunch mode, and then the janitor would come by to clean up, and we'd end up talking to him for a long time. His name was Paul. Do you remember Paul? And he had this crazy vacuum cleaner that he wore like a backpack, and he would go down and we would have these long talks with him about Haiti and stuff, because I was like, I think we'd seen Serpent in the Rainbow or something. We were like, tell us about the Tonton Macu. And he would tell us all about the real Haitian politics and stuff, and everyone got the credits back then.
I'm telling you once and I ain't getting round. You got.
I think this is, I don't know, oh my God, I can't believe I got away with anything. Like someone complained about not being in credits, so I put him in as one. Oh, what a jerk. Now I totally remember why people hated me.
Roll on. The plow is greased and it's ready to crease. Better get out of town. Tell me, Daddy, are you happy now? Got your back to the wall. One kick sends you down. No kind of cash was that lash. You choose to play. That's how I play. Are you happy now? So long. Roll on. The alarm's been set for the moon. You got 2 weeks till that old black magic is from still in my head. It's much too late.
Some left the room.
Oh, they're all our kitty cats.
Who are all these cats? This is what bothered me.
I've got 3 cats in there.
How come I didn't get
Including
mine?
some red cats.
Yeah, I stand by the statement.
Hey, isn't Gigi?
Mine are Indian dogs. Who is Monkey?
Yeah. Monkey. I forget now.
So long, roll on. I know that a man's time is in, but you soiled your sheets. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get in the town. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get in the town.
The population is greatly decreased, and now the odds are greatly increased that I may someday get a chance to kiss your lips. I thank the Lord.
Well, thank you guys for coming and giving commentary. Do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share? How'd you like working on that game?
Not better than I remembered.
Wait, the game was better than you remembered?
Or working on it was better than you.
No, it looks good. It looks pretty good. I'd play that.
It was really fun. Fun project.
I remembered late on that there was one Easter egg that apparently Clint and Mark Crowley put in.
Oh.
That one night I heard when they were getting punchy.
What
What
Easter
was
egg
that? I don't remember.
The safe.
The
When
safe.
you're punching your code in the safe, if you enter Mark Crowley's birthday, then...
Oh,
can it be said?
Do you remember that?
I don't even remember that. This goes to show
Is
you.
that ship in the game?
It's like Cooper
Yes,
Carr.
it-
Oh, man.
Because it was the whole thing where we were like saying that we had to know about like every single Easter egg, just let us know so we knew it was there. And I guess they got punchy and decided to put it in.
Yeah, there must have been some sort of vocal gratification.
But all these years later, we're
gotta know
grateful.
Mark's
We're
birthday.
grateful that it made
You know
it in.
Mark Crowley and his birthday, you can find it.
It took us only 2 hours of playthrough to get to the farts. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.